Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Me in the Making podcast. I'm your host, Melly Clay, and thanks for coming back. This is a show about introspection, self reflection, about digging into learning more about yourself, thinking more about why you do some of the things that you do. What are your motivations? Who are you trying to become? These are a lot of the things that I talk about on the show. And this is season 3, and this is our first season on YouTube. So we are visual this season. We have video on YouTube. So please join us here if you are looking to see the visual aspect of it all. And seasons 1 and 2 are audio, so you can listen to that anywhere you get your podcasts on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, etc. You can check us out there. And in seasons 1 and 2, I was interviewing some friends and family and people who I met while doing the show, and I'm talking to them about who they are now, who they thought they were going to be, who they're becoming, and we have a good time. They're dropping really great gems, so I definitely highly recommend you going back to listen to those episodes. And in season 3, I'm dropping weekly, so I will have some solo episodes where I talk to you all about some of the things that I've been thinking about, growing through, experiencing, etc. And maybe you can relate to some of those things and reach out to me in the comments or via email, melly@makingmepod.com, or you can always reach out to me on TikTok or Instagram. That's at Making Me Pod. So join me wherever you would like to. I'm available at some point. I might not respond right away, but let's be realistic. But I am looking forward to connecting with you all, and that's kind of what this show is all about. It's about connection and learning more about yourself, learning more about others and the world around you, kind of being curious, basically. That's what this show wants to promote. That's what I want to promote on this show. And yeah, season 3, I will have guests on the show, and we'll talk about the things that they are going through and have a little fun little session. Those are always some good episodes where people are talking about their life's journey, and they get to speak about different things that they've gone through, and just we have a nice back and forth. And in this episode, this week, I want to talk about exercising. And I have exercised pretty much my whole life, for as long as I can remember, basically in like middle school and beyond. I played in school sports. I was a cheerleader and I played softball in middle school and high school. So I've always had some kind of component of working out with my teammates when we are practicing or working out on my own, and just learning different ways to move my body and feel active. And this is probably this was 2019 specifically. It had been some years, I think, since I had really been active and moving my body and everything. But I was watching Queer Eye in 2019, and there was an episode. I don't remember which season it was. I think I was watching it live. So whichever season came out in 2019, and one of the hosts was talking to the participant, and that person wanted to get more into exercising, moving their body, and they took them to Orange Theory. And when they were letting the person know like everything that Orange Theory had to offer, I was thinking, oh, that sounds like something that I would really enjoy doing. So basically, Orange Theory, and this is not a sponsored episode, this is simply my experience going to Orange Theory. And this is a gym where there are classes. You can't go to Orange Theory without actually going to a class. It's not like an open gym where you can just go and do whatever you want to do. It's led by the trainers in the class, so it's group fitness basically. So you go in there, there are class slots every day, and the group trainers will walk you through the cardio aspect, the weightlifting aspect, and you're doing everything all together with maybe 14 to 20, 25 other people in this 60-minute class. So when I was watching the show Queer Eye, I was paying attention to, they were saying, oh, the trainer will help you if you have questions about the rowing machine. So it's broken down into three different stations. So there's the treadmill station where you're either walking or jogging, sprinting, depending on what you want to do, or you could be make the incline really high. So walking up a high incline if you don't want to run to have it be a little bit more low impact. And then they also have rowing machines where you're how do I describe rowing? You're sitting down and you are basically like if you're watching crew or someone in a boat where you're, rowing, you're in a canoe, essentially you're kind of doing that motion. And the other component of the workout is on the floor. So using different weights or using body weight to do push-ups or sit-ups, or maybe you're doing the dreaded burpees, or you're lifting weights, bicep curls, tricep curls, runs the gamut, the whole thing. And it's a really well balanced workout. It's hitting all the different points. It's a full body workout every single class that you go to. So that really rang off in my head like that's something that I would like to do. And there is someone, this trainer, who's telling me everything that I need to do. I don't need to know how to, which exercise is going to target this thing in my body that I want to pay attention to. It's everything that you could want in a workout, and you don't have to think about what it is that you're doing. I don't have to. Oh my gosh. Did someone just hit a car outside? I don't know if y'all could hear that, but it sounded like a crash. Anyway, I hope they're okay. I don't hear anyone talking, so I think the car drove by, so maybe it just hit a crazy speed bump. But anyway, yeah, so it really gives you a lot of different exercises to know how to do, and you kind of get your strength up with the cardio and also with the strength training. So it combines everything. You're not only focusing on one part of your body, you're focusing on everything. And I had been going to Orange Theory in 2019. I stopped during the pandemic and then I started back up again, I think in like late 2021, still wearing my mask, wanting to be safe and just getting back out there and moving my body in a more structured way. And I was also doing this, I was going to Orange Theory during, no, I did not go during 75 Hard. Wait a minute. Yes, I did. I did go during 75 Hard. I talk about that in my 75 Hard episode that dropped earlier this season. That was the first episode that dropped. So I've been going to Orange Theory off and on since 2019, and I have experienced differences in my body that I really liked, gains, the gains that everyone talks about. But the main thing that I really liked about Orange Theory is that it's a low you go in there, people aren't expecting like it's not competitive. People aren't looking at you like, can you do what I can do? It's not anything like that. It's a nice atmosphere. It's generally pretty quiet. Like they have some really good music playing, but it's generally quiet. If you have questions, the trainer is always there to answer questions. It's not like an intimidating space. So that was one of the main things that I really enjoyed about Orange Theory. But lately, so I've recently moved and I'm living in a neighborhood where there's not an Orange Theory in walking distance. And previously, I had lived in neighborhoods where an Orange Theory was in walking distance. So it was very easy for me to get to class. Maybe I could go to a class on my lunch or I could go right after work and it's not too late. But now I'm living in a neighborhood where the closest Orange Theory I think is like it's like a 45-minute walk and there's no bus or train that gets me there in a short amount of time. So right now I am not going to Orange Theory. As sad as that makes me, I had to kind of weigh, okay, how much time do I have to go work out? I didn't have 2 hours, 2.5 hours to dedicate to commuting to the gym to work out and then coming back home. I just didn't, I'm not able to make that time to dedicate to physically going to Orange Theory classes. So, what I have been doing since May, I've been walking 500, wait, not 500 miles a month. I would love to walk 500 miles a month, but I just don't think I have the time or the stamina. But I've been walking 100 miles a month. So each month I've been walking 100 miles a month. I've been breaking it down, walking maybe 3 to 4 miles every single day so that I'm actively moving every day and I'm adding up all of those miles to get to my goal of 100 miles a month. And I started this back, I think, in 2020 when the pandemic was going on. Everyone was in your homes and it was difficult to go to gyms. It probably wasn't very smart to go to gyms, so I wasn't going to Orange Theory. So my friend was talking about walking 100 miles a month. And you hear it and you're like, 100 miles a month. Are you out of your mind? Like that, it just sounds like so many miles. It sounds like a lot of walking and that it's insurmountable. But I broke it down, you divide it by 30 days or 31 days, maybe 28 days if you're ambitious to walk outside in February. Maybe you live in a place where it's warm enough to walk outside. And you just break it down and gets you to between 3 or 4 miles a month or a day, and you're like, okay, I do think I can do this. Let me try. Let me get out there. And I think the main thing that helped me was that I had agreed with other friends to do this. And so in the beginning of the month, you say, yeah, I'm going to do this. And now you have built-in accountability partners because people are going to ask, hey, are you keeping up with your 100 miles a month? Like if you say you're going to do something, if you have friends who, are thinking about, oh, let me make sure, let me check in, they're going to keep you on your toes. Literally, they're going to keep you on your P's and Q's. So for me, that was really nice to have that accountability built in. I was telling some of my friends who I had done 75 hard with that I was striving to do this every single month, especially in the spring and summer in Chicago when the weather is warm. It's nice to be outside. It's imperative to be outside during these months because we know it gets freezing cold in the winter and, it's pretty unbearable to be outside. So I don't really want to be outside that much. So I was making it a point. The goal was multifaceted for me to move my body and for me also to be outside, forcing me to be outside and not just spending the time like, oh, I'll go outside on the weekends or something. But no, I need to be outside every single day, soaking up this nice warm weather because it'll be short lived. And for the next 6 months, it's going to be freezing cold and snowy and icy. And I need to be outside right now. So yeah, I've been walking 100 miles a month since May. And by the time this episode comes out, I will have finished September and walked five months, 100 miles. So yeah, I would walk 500 miles and I'll walk 500 more miles. The question is when. What I want to do is to go back to a gym. So probably not Orange Theory because I'm still living where I live and it's difficult to get there. And I don't drive, so I can't drive a car to get to Orange Theory. So my goal is to get back into a gym that it's in an area where I typically will be every single day, and I'll get on the treadmill or get on the stair stepper, get my cardio continuing to go because the older I get, the more I learn that I don't want to sit on my laurels for too long because then it's going to be harder to get back into moving my body. I'm trying to keep this knee pain away that I've experienced since I have marathon several years ago, and I want to just make sure that I'm still moving so I don't get to be a crickety, tin man, and I want to continue to move my body. So I have been finding that moving my body daily has really been helping me. And even though it's low impact, I've been seeing just a change in how comfortable I am in my body and just like moving around and feeling confident. Like, oh, I have to walk up 2 flights of stairs. Okay, it's not that bad because I know that I've been kind of training for this, like I don't want to feel a ping in my knee on the second step of having to walk up 2 flights of stairs. So it's something that I've been conscious of for the past several months. Like, okay, I'm not really going to be able to put it on quote unquote easy mode, going to Orange Theory with a trainer who's going to tell me what I need to do. I need to show up for myself and do this walking and actually get outside, soak up the sun, be in the vitamin D, and I'm feeling really good. So, what have you all been doing to kind of move your body? And maybe you would want to challenge yourself to walking 100 miles a month. It is very low impact, it's low effort. Maybe it takes you 45 minutes, an hour, hour and a half to walk 3, 4 miles. And you can think of it as this is time for myself. This is time where maybe you're able to take away from your day. Maybe you have children or you work in a stressful job and you just want to be able to separate yourself. And going for a walk really helps to clear my head. It helps me to think about creative ideas, think through some things. There are some issues that I might have on the back burner in my mind. So my mind is kind of thinking about those things as I'm moving my body. So it's really had I'm really able to reach multiple goals while walking. So that has been helpful for me as well. So I'm hoping for a mild October, maybe kind of like a mild November for me to continue walking outside because I really have been enjoying it. I remember, gosh, this was years ago, and my mom had started doing like I don't remember what the name of the program was, but I remember she would watch these videos on YouTube and they were basically people doing steps in your house. Like maybe you're not able to get away from your home, but you're still able to you know, pick up one leg, pick up the other leg, and like kind of march in place, or maybe walk around your living room or your kitchen or whatever it is, and you're just getting those steps in, like you're moving your body and you're taking care of yourself in that way. So I highly encourage you if you're able to go outside and take a walk to do that because it'll really help you on multiple levels, clearing your head, getting some fresh air, showing up for yourself. And I think that that is huge. So 500 miles, 5 months has been a really nice ride. And it's been something where I am making sure that I'm showing up for myself every single day, like doing a walk every single day. Maybe I'm not able to do the full 3, 3.5 miles every single day, but one day I could do a mile and a half. The next day I could do two. The next day I do 6 miles because I have more time or something like that. But every month I'm meeting my goal of 100 miles a day. And that's something that I'm really proud of myself with that. So are there goals that you are looking for, tips for, how can I break this down to be able to meet my goal at the end of the month? Let us know in the comments. And yeah. And now I want to move into my segment called Pod Corner. And this is where I recommend a podcast to you all, something that I've been listening to lately that I've really been enjoying. Maybe it's a news podcast or a dating podcast or a comedy podcast. And this podcast that I'm recommending to you all today is a comedy podcast, and it's called Just Saying with Justin Martindale. And this is a podcast you can get it everywhere you listen to podcasts. I think it's also on video so you can see Justin and his guests. So this is a comedy podcast, and Just Saying, basically he runs down different stories that you might see in the news, some stories that you might not see in the news, where it could be pop culture or it could just be something weird and wild that's happening out, that he comes across. And he has other comedians on the show where they are talking about basically they're giving commentary to these stories that they're seeing. And sometimes he'll talk about like some crazy animal stories. Like I think he follows this Instagram I was gonna say Instagram channel. Instagram. Wow, I lost my word. Instagram account. He follows this Instagram account called Nature is Metal, and it'll be some crazy thing that an animal did that you're not really expecting a wild animal to do, but why would we not expect a wild animal to do these things? Because they're wild, they be doing anything. So he'll talk about that or just something in pop culture that comes up. He'll talk about reality TV shows, like Bravo, Housewives, or just like different things that are going on. And it's really funny. I learned about Justin Martindale way back years ago. There was he had like a fashion show on E, and they also had episodes on Snapchat, and it was a fun time. Like he was giving his commentary on fashion, and it was great. And he had since left that show, and for years I was like, where's Justin Martindale? Where did he go? I need him in his comedy and his commentary. And there was a viral clip that was going around with J Lo and who she had as her background dancers. And when I saw this, I was like, "Oh my gosh, she has a podcast! This is great!" So I started listening to it, and it's really funny. So I highly recommend Just Saying with Justin Martindale, and I hope that you listen and enjoy. And this has been another episode of the Me in the Making podcast. I hope that you send it to your friends and family, rate it 5 stars, and let me know something that you want me to talk about. Let me know if you've got questions for me. I would love to hear them. This has been another episode of the Me in the Making podcast. Please rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Tell a friend, tell a family member. We all deserve to grow and change and become our best selves, whatever that might look like to you. And please connect on Instagram at Making Me Pod, on TikTok. You can email me at meli@makingmepod.com. I would love to hear from you. Let me know if you want to be a guest on the show. And yeah, I'm just having such a great time. I'm so happy to have been able to launch this video episode for you all, and come again. Bye.